Every North Carolinian has a list of favorite places. Today on Exploring North Carolina, we will share with you 10 of our favorite places. Places we believe tell the story of North Carolina's natural heritage. On Exploring North Carolina, we're often asked to name our 10 favorite places or our favorite place. But by now, I think you know that would be impossible. But what we will do today is tell you about 10 places that best tell the story of North Carolina's natural heritage. In that story, we have to include Grandfather Mountain. I'm standing near the top of one of Grandfather Mountain's several peaks. In August 1794, André Michaux, the French naturalist, stood very near here and wrote in his diary, "From this place, I can see more living things than exist in all of Europe, from the Capes of Scandinavia to the shores of southern Greece." And André Michaux was absolutely correct. This is one of the world's biological hotspots. Grandfather Mountain is just a few feet shy of 6,000 feet, but qualifies as an island in the sky. When you look at Grandfather Mountain and other tall peaks in North Carolina, you will notice that as you move up the mountain, the plant communities and ecosystems change. At the bottom of these mountains, you'll see Cove Forest, with a large variety of deciduous trees and conifers. On top of these mountains, you'll see the same boreal forest that you would find in Canada. Forest of spruce and fir. Although Grandfather Mountain offers a unique peek into North Carolina's natural heritage, you can have a similar experience at Mount Mitchell or Roan Mountain on the Tennessee border. If we are truly fortunate, each of us has a place that defies description. And for me, such a place is LINVILLE Gorge. This is North Carolina's Grand Canyon. I made my first trip into LINVILLE Gorge in my 16th summer. On that first trip into the gorge, I went for trout. But I came away a fan of its wildflowers. Now, more than 50 years later, much of North Carolina has been developed, and the feel of wilderness has sadly disappeared. LINVILLE Gorge is one of the few exceptions. A wild land, frozen in time and preserved for future generations. LINVILLE Gorge is alive with unique plants and animals, like most wilderness areas. But here in LINVILLE Gorge, you'll also see North Carolina's distant past. 1 billion years of North Carolina geology. If you want a similar experience to the wilderness of LINVILLE Gorge, you might also want to visit Panthertown Valley in beautiful Jackson County, in the southwestern corner of our state. When you move from the Blue Ridge into the Piedmont, some places stand out, literally. I'm talking about monadnocks, freestanding mountains that rise from the rolling hills of the Piedmont as much as 2,000 feet. The most famous monadnock in North Carolina and perhaps Eastern America is Pilot Mountain. When German and Scotch-Irish settlers came down the Shenandoah Valley and reached Fancy Gap, Virginia, they could see Pilot Mountain in the distance to the south, which told them they had reached the Promised Land. If you want to understand the natural heritage of North Carolina, you've got to visit Pilot Mountain, or one of our other spectacular monadnocks. These isolated standalone mountains of erosion-resistant rock tower above North Carolina's Piedmont Plateau below. Our most famous freestanding mountain, the Pilot, rises out of the northern Piedmont and is often visible for more than 50 miles. At Pilot Mountain and at our other monadnocks, such as Hanging Rock, Morrow Mountain, and Crowder's Mountain, you'll see plants of the Piedmont. And as you go several hundred feet higher on their rocky outcrops, you'll find plants and animals of the Blue Ridge. UMSTEAD State Park, nestled between Raleigh and Durham, next to the Raleigh-Durham Airport, is a wild oasis in one of North Carolina's most populated areas. Its hilly terrain, beautiful trails, and exquisite dense hardwood forest will take you far away from the fast-paced Research Triangle Park. On exploring North Carolina, we find UMSTEAD State Park to be a spectacular example of nature's rejuvenative power. During the Great Depression of the 1930s, some 85 years ago, much of the land comprising UMSTEAD State Park today was depleted or eroded tobacco and cotton fields. Today, this protected oasis is again alive with native plants of the region. You'll find similar land and another equally beautiful Piedmont landscape near Lillington at Raven Rock State Park. To understand North Carolina's natural heritage, you've got to visit a Carolina Bay Lake, and one of our favorites is Jones Lake in Bladen County near Elizabethtown. The Carolina Bays are shallow, natural lakes found in the coastal plain between New Jersey and eastern Georgia. At Jones Lake, you'll see magnificent longleaf pine forest. Wildflowers. And dense thickets of sweet bay and red bay. Many of our Carolina bays have clear, tea-colored water, unique fish, and significant bird populations. Near Jones Lake, or one of the other Carolina Bay lakes, you may have a chance to see a magnificent wood stork. If you visit Jones Lake, or nearby Singletary Lake, or Salters Lake, take a canoe, kayak, or rowboat and explore. If you want to enter a truly enchanted forest, go to the Black River in Sampson and Pender counties. The Black River is a tributary of the Cape Fear and is home to one of the largest uncut forests of ancient cypress trees left in eastern America. Cores from trees in the Black River corridor frequently reveal trees that are more than 1,000 years old. And some trees have been core dated to more than 1,700 years of age. Here you are in the land of living giants. Where you can see the effects of hurricanes and floods that occurred centuries ago. In the Black River, you will also see an unmatched display of wildlife, with owls, warblers, and snakes in every river bend. To know North Carolina well, you've got to know the Black River. Another area in North Carolina with the same wilderness feel and ancient trees can be found on the lower Roanoke River between Williamston and Jamesville. There are few places that I return to more frequently than the Green Swamp, just west of Supply, North Carolina, in Brunswick and Columbus counties. This is the land of the longleaf pine, land that requires fire on a regular basis. Out of this fire-based ecosystem, you will be dazzled by the most stunning array of wildflowers to be found anywhere in Eastern America. You'll find orchids, magnificent lilies, and a profusion of carnivorous plants. Including the Venus flytrap.
At this time in the history of our state, North Carolina is going through rapid development. We should be thankful that we have a number of organizations like the Nature Conservancy, local land trust, and even the military, Fort Bragg and Camp Lejeune, preserving longleaf pine savannas for the future. But we have much more to do. If you want to see an equally beautiful longleaf pine forest without the Venus flytraps, we urge you to visit Weymouth Woods Natural Area in Moore County. Both of these locations will welcome you to the land of the longleaf pine, the summer land where the sun doth shine. On Exploring North Carolina, our favorite winter destination does not have ski lifts or snow-covered hillsides. Our choice for a magical winter experience is Poquoson Lakes National Wildlife Refuge near Columbia, North Carolina. Or you can go just down the road to Lake Mattamuskeet or Phelps Lake. From December till February, prepare to be dazzled by the most stunning shows of tundra swans and snow geese to be found in eastern America.
In choosing 10 places to tell the story of North Carolina, we couldn't leave out the enchanted Merchants Mill Pond on the Virginia border.
To understand North Carolina's natural heritage, another must-see location is Merchants Mill Pond in Gates County. Here you will see northern and southern ecosystems meeting near the Virginia border. The mill pond holds magnificent bald cypress and twisted tupelo. And on the hillsides nearby, there are forests of American beech. Here, you will find owls and birds in the trees, and look for eyes protruding above the water, revealing that Merchants Mill Pond holds one of the northernmost alligator populations in North America. For a similar experience, just east of Merchants Mill Pond in Camden County, you'll find another enchanted world in Dismal Swamp State Park.
On Exploring North Carolina, we visit this state's most beautiful places. And we're often surrounded by the sounds of nature. Crickets, frogs, birds, and cicadas. We've learned that we see more and hear more when we're quiet. And that's the reason you'll often see us paddle or row or walk softly. Have you ever wondered what our coast looked like in the 16th century when the first European settlers appeared on our shores? There are few places undeveloped today. A few in Currituck County, some at Cape Lookout National Seashore, a few places on Bald Head Island. But one of our favorite undeveloped shorelines is Hammocks Beach State Park. At Hammocks Beach, you'll see giant dunes shaped by the wind and held together by sea oaks. Yaupon, live oak, cedar, and wax myrtle. On the beach, you'll see sanderlings and other shorebirds dancing in the surf. If you are lucky, you may see loggerhead hatchlings marching to the sea. Behind Hammocks Beach State Park, you'll see an intricate maze of Spartina marsh and sandbars hosting one of our most elegant birds, the black skimmer. Several years ago, North Carolina's human population reached 10 million, and it's climbing rapidly. More than ever, it is imperative that we preserve the places that define North Carolina's natural heritage. In locations like LINVILLE Gorge, the Black River, and Hammocks Beach State Park. Here we see the past and perhaps a pathway to the future. And we learned this while exploring North Carolina.